Beloved family and friends, it is my pleasure to welcome you here today. You've been called upon to witness the marriage of Erin and Matt. Before all of you shall this man and woman declare their pledge of everlasting love and commitment to each other, and with your support, strengthen and seal their union. Please be seated. Erin and Matthew, you have come here freely and without reservation. You come here knowing of no lawful reason why you may not be married?
Yes.
Matthew, will you give yourself to this woman in marriage?
Yes, I will.
Will you take her to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I will.
Will you pledge to love and honor her for the rest of your lives?
I will.
Erin, will you give yourself to this man in marriage?
Yes, I will.
Will you take him to be your lawfully wedded husband?
Yes, I will.
Will you love and honor him for the rest of your lives? Erin and Matthew, you have each stated your intention to be joined together in marriage. By the vows you will exchange here, your lives will enter into a new state. You shall cease to be man and woman, independent households, and shall become husband and wife, founding a new home. Not only shall your lives be joined together by this institution, but also the lives of your respective families, those whose care and devotion has made you the persons that you are. In recognition of this care and devotion, and also to signify their support of this union and to celebrate the joining of their families through their children, I ask the parents of Erin and Matthew to please come forward.
Tales of Geoffrey Chaucer. In the land that now is called Brittany, there was a knight that loved and strove, did he to serve a lady in the highest wise, and many a labour, many a great emprise he for his lady wrought, ere she were won, for she was the fairest under the sun. When at last she fell to his accord, to take him for her husband and her lord, of his free will he swore to her as knight, that never in his life, by day or night, would he upon her assume mastery against her will, nor show her jealousy, but would obey and follow her in all, as any lover of his lady shall. She thanked him, and with great humbleness she said, Sir, since of your own nobleness you prefer me to have so large a reign, would God there never come betwixt us twain for any guilt of mine, a war or strife. Sir, I will be your true and humble wife. For one thing, sirs, safely dare I say, that friends each must the other obey, if they will long keep company. Love will not be constrained by mastery. When mastery comes, the god of love anon beats his wings, and farewell, he is gone. Love is a thing as any spirit free. Women by nature desire liberty. And not to be constrained as a thrall. And so do men, if say the truth I shall. Observe who is most patient in love. He is at his advantage all above. Patience is a high virtue, certainly, for it vanquishes, say these clerks plainly, things that oppression could never attain. For every word men may not chide or complain. Learn to suffer, or else, so I must say, you shall learn it, whether you will or nay. For in this world it's certain no one is who never does or says sometimes amiss. Ire, sickness, or the constellations, wine, woe, or change of complexion causes one oft to wrongly do or speak. For every wrong one may not vengeance reap, and therefore did this wise and worthy knight to live in ease his patience to her plight. And she to him quite wisely hastened to swear that never should he find great fault in her. Here may men see a humble wise accord. Thus did she take her servant and her lord. Servant in love and lord in their marriage. So was he both in lordship and bondage? In bondage, nay, but in lordship above, since he hath both his lady and his love.
Excerpts on Family and Marriage by G.K. Chesterton. What is marriage? The mere question will probably reveal that the act itself, good or bad, wise or foolish, is of a certain kind, that it is not an inquiry or an experiment or an accident. It may probably dawn on us that it is a promise. It can be more fully defined by saying it is a vow. Many will immediately answer that it is a rash vow. I am content for the moment to reply that all vows are rash vows. The vow is a violent and unique thing. Though there have been many besides the marriage vow, vows of chivalry, vows of poverty, vows of celibacy, pagan as well as Christian. But modern fashion has rather fallen out of the habit, and men miss the type for the lack of the parallels. The shortest way of putting the problem is to ask whether being free includes being free to bind oneself, for the vow is a tryst with oneself. The vow is a voluntary loyalty, and the marriage vow is marked among ordinary oaths of allegiance by the fact that the allegiance is also a choice. The man is not only a citizen of the city, but also the founder and builder of the city. The most ancient of human institutions has an authority that may seem as wild as anarchy. Alone among all such institutions, it begins with a spontaneous attraction, and may be said strictly and not sentimentally to be founded on love instead of fear. The attempt to compare it with coercive institutions has led to infinite illogicality. It is as unique as it is universal. Force can abolish what force can establish. Self-interest can terminate a contract when self-interest has dictated the contract. But the love of men and women is not an institution that can be abolished or a contract that can be terminated. It is something older than all institutions or contracts, and something that is certain to outlast them all. All the other revolts are real because there remains a possibility that the things may be destroyed, or at least divided. But a man and woman must remain together in one way or another, and must learn to put up with each other somehow. Now, it is not at all hard to see why this small community, so specially free touching its cause, should yet be specially bound touching its effects. It is not hard to see why the vow, made most freely, is the vow kept most firmly. There are attached to it, by the nature of things, consequences so tremendous that no contract can offer any comparison. There is no contract, unless it be said that to be signed in blood, that can call spirits from the vast deep, or bring cherubs to inhabit a small modern villa. There is no stroke of the pen which creates real bodies and souls, or makes the characters of a novel come to life. Marriage, humanly considered, rests upon a fact of human nature, which we may call a fact of natural history. All the higher animals require much longer parental protection than do the lower. The baby elephant is a baby much longer than the baby jellyfish. But even beyond this natural tutelage, man requires something quite unique in nature. Man alone needs education. The young of the human species, if they are to reach the full possibilities of the human culture, so various, so laborious, so elaborate, must be under the protection of responsible persons through very long periods of mental and moral growth. I know there are some who grow merely impatient and irrational at this point, and say they could do just as well without education. But they lie, for they could not even express that opinion if they had not laboriously learned one particular language in which to talk nonsense. The moment we have realized this, we understand why the relations of the sexes normally remain static, and in most cases, permanent. When we defend the family, we do not mean it is always a peaceful family. When we maintain the thesis of marriage, we do not mean that it is always a happy marriage. We mean that it is the theater of the spiritual drama, the place where things happen, especially the things that matter. There is truth in the cynicism that calls marriage a trial, but even the cynic will admit that a trial may end in an acquittal. And the reason that the family has this central and crucial character is the same reason that makes it in politics the only prop of liberty. The family is the test of freedom, because the family is the only thing that the free man makes for himself and by himself. The traditions of humanity support humanity, and the central one is this tradition of marriage. And the essential of it is that a free man and a free woman choose to found on earth the only voluntary state, the state which creates and which loves its citizens. So long as these real, responsible beings stand together, they can survive all the vast changes, deadlock, and disappointments that make up mere political history.